How's it going, beautiful people? This is Jose Trujillo. Welcome to my studio. This is Takeaway Friday, an hour and a half later, but we're here. Okay, Takeaway Friday from the art studio. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I want to talk to you about the takeaways. Look, there's different stuff that I've learned this week. Takeaway Friday is about what I've learned throughout the week. Different stuff that I've learned. Some stuff very interesting. Other stuff even more interesting. As an artist, I feel like there's different things happening. When you're an artist, right off the bat, the very first thing that you realize is that you are not necessarily in the exchange of product. You are both the manufacturer and the oh, I love that after too. Yeah. You're both the manufacturer and you're the seller. And if you're running your own art studio, you're all of it. You're wearing all the hats. You're manufacturing, right? Because you're the one who's creating the product. You're creating the artwork. And if you don't have any help, well, you're the one packaging it, you're the one marketing it, you're the one selling it. It all comes down to you. Anywhere you go, that's pretty much how's it going, Jolly? This is Takeaway Friday. Anywhere you go, you will encounter this over and over. It's a challenge. You are doing all of it. If you're an artist, you are doing all of it. Whoops, sorry guys for the shakiness. I'm trying to wave at people. I'm trying to say, what's up? How's it going, beautiful people? So anything that you do will always come back to you, right? It's always going to come back to you. It's not like you can have someone else create the artwork. Maybe if you're Jeff Koons, totally cool. But that's not everyone's jam, right? If you're a photographer, you need to take the photographs and on and on and on. You get the point. My Takeaway Friday is, look, regardless of what it is that you do, regardless of what you're doing as an artist, you want to act from a point of urgency. There needs to be urgency in what you're doing. Now, not everybody relates to this message. Okay? It's not a popular message. A lot of the stuff that I talk about, it's not popular. I understand, but you need to act from a state of urgency. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to be desperate. It doesn't mean that you need to be desperate, although sometimes it looks like that in the beginning, but it doesn't mean that. What it does mean is that you need to act from a state of, I need to get it done. It needs to happen. There can't be any BS, you know? There can't be any, well, I'll get it done tomorrow. I'll see what happens later. I need to do this, but I'll wait because I don't have the right size studio. I don't have the right resources. As I was mentioning to you guys earlier, I did a video on how the mind really, the time is a man-made concept. It's created by the mind of the man, right? Time really is just a change. It's measuring change. The moon's here, the sun's here, now it's here, right? That change is not time. We call it time, but that change is change. That's all it is. It's a measurement of change. Change happens, and we measure that. We start measuring it, right? We start measuring every step of the change. It's not step of the time, it's step of change, right? Every step is measured, so we call that time. Why am I talking about this? Why does it sound so esoteric? Why is it so weird? The reason why is because we tend to think that we don't have enough time. When I say we need to move in urgency, I'm not talking about time itself. What I'm talking about is how much resources you will need in order to accomplish any task. Anything that you want to do is going to require a shitload of resources. It doesn't matter what it is. Not long ago, I was revising again. I was reading Newton's law of inertia, right, for movement. And I was reading about how it takes so much energy just to move something because things want to remain where they're at. So interesting. Just think about this. Things want to remain where they're at. They want to remain in their space. So if they're moving, they want to continue moving. And if they are stopped, they want to be stopped. If you're on a couch sitting down, I don't know, watching TV, you will want to remain there. If you're moving, you will want to remain moving. You got to be very careful what you're doing. What you're doing. If you're in a mindset where you are operating at a different vibration, meaning you are the busiest, you're busy, you will want to stay in that motion. What happens is that your attitude fluctuates, right? So really what you need to keep your eye on the ball is your attitude, because that's the thing that fluctuates. You feel happy, you do more. You feel sad, you do less, right? You back out from an activity. You're like, no, I don't want to do this. The times that I back out more from an activity are the times, of course, that I am doing less. I don't believe when people say, oh my God, I'm so busy, I'm going to stop. I don't believe in that at all. When you're busiest, you actually want to get more done. There are laws of the universe. I didn't make this shit up. If you throw a rock in space, if you're in space and you throw a rock, that rock will move for eternity. It will not want to stop. Its purpose is to keep moving. Its mission, let's call it that, it's to keep moving. That rock will continue to move. This is why there's debris in the universe and whatnot, right? And space, the debris, because it wants to continue to move. Its natural state, let's call it, is to continue to move. And anything that is not moving, it will stay there. This planet is a very difficult planet. Earth, gravity, you have all kinds of shit. You have your own mindset to deal with. It's a very difficult thing, right? So I believe that in order to make anything happen, you have to continue in motion. And if you act in an emergency, almost an emergency, I wouldn't even say almost, I don't even want to put that word there, in a state of emergency, if this has to get done, let's move. If you act from that point, you will ignite a fire in you. There's going to be a fire in you that is going to continue to move. You're not gonna want to stop. You might even operate with with a different energy level that you didn't even think you had in you, and it's not what everybody else calls, adrenaline and this and that. It might be some of that in there. I don't know what it is, and I don't care about finding out what it is. What I do know is that the object will remain where it is. If it's moving, it wants to continue to move. If it's sitting, it wants to continue to stay sitting. So if things aren't working for you as an artist, if you're having a difficulty, well, see where you're at. Are you moving? And now ask yourself this question. This is my takeaway Friday, okay? Ask yourself this question. Are you really moving, or are you spending a lot of time pretending to move? Okay? Are you really moving, or are you spending a lot of time pretending to move? Those are very different things. Acting like you're busy and actually being busy are two different things. You might spend 5 hours at work, or 8 hours at work, or 10 hours at work, or whatever. You might spend 3 hours every day creating your artwork. Are you really creating artwork, or are you cleaning the studio, washing brushes, and on, and you're not moving with urgency? Are you truly creating artwork? Because whether you are truly creating artwork, meaning truly working, or you're just kind of hanging out there for 3 hours, it's the same amount of effort. There's no difference in the effort. The time is the same one. It's 3 hours. What are you doing with it? What are you doing with this 3 hours? Are you sitting there? Are you playing with the phone? Are you washing the brushes? Are you, trying to stretch a canvas, paralyzing, thinking, playing, whatever it is? Or are you sucking all of the marrow out of life? Are you sucking all of it? Are you utilizing all of the space of the 3 hours in order to advance your career, your art, business, whatever you're doing. How much of those 3 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours are you really using? Are you really using them? It's really a question that pops up in my mind often now. I have a bigger studio. I have more things that I'm doing, and my question that keeps popping up is: are you really using it, or are you just utilizing? Are you just what's the word? Occupying space. Occupying space is a very mediocre way to live. Are you occupying space, or are you actually using it? Are you using your energy in the space? I'll leave you guys with that. Today was my takeaway. Friday was a little bit more serious. It was a little bit more serious. All right, guys, take care. I will talk to you soon. Adios.